Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my April TBR, and I have a lot of very large books to read during April because not only is this my April TBR, but it's going to be my Tome Topple TBR, which is a read-a-thon dedicated to reading really big books. This read-a-thon is hosted by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes, as well as a few other booktubers. I will link Sam's video down below so you guys can check out more information if you need it. But I believe this read-a-thon starts on April 7th and goes until April 20th. The idea of this read-a-thon is to not read a ton of books, but to instead read a couple really big books. So I am hoping to do that. Before I get into my Tome Topple TBR, I'm going to talk about the books that I've rolled over from March to April. The first is Gerald's Game by Stephen King, and this is going to take care of challenge number 7 in the Around the World in 52 Books challenge, which is to read a book that's being adapted into a movie in 2017. Now I am tweaking this challenge a little bit because this is not being adapted into a movie, but instead a Netflix series, so it's kind of different, but not really because it's still an adaptation that's happening this year, so I don't care, I'm counting it. I meant to read this in March and it just didn't happen at all, but I am still looking forward to reading it. I've wanted to read this book for years now and it just really needs to happen, and it's going to happen. The next book that I'm going to be picking up in April is another rollover, and it is The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. This book is going to take care of challenge number 2, which is to read a book with 2 or more perspectives. Usually this series takes on anywhere from like 3 to 5 perspectives, and there have been new characters introduced in the last book, so I'm thinking there will be just as many, if not more, and the final book in the series. But yeah, this is the final book in the Raven Cycle series, which I have been reading and enjoying so much. And as much as I wanted to read it in March, I didn't push myself to because I don't want this series to end, but it's gonna happen this month. I need to finish it. I need to know what's gonna happen, and even if that breaks my soul, I have to do it. The next book I'm going to pick up in April is The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. This is the companion novel to The Wrath and the Dawn, which I read in March and I loved. If you guys are interested in hearing more, please check out my March wrap-up video, but I just really have enjoyed this series so far. The main character in this book is such a strong female protagonist, which leads to the challenge that I'm going to complete for this book, which is challenge number 14, which is to read a book with a strong female protagonist. I'm just ready to read more about this world, read more about these characters. This is one that I'm gonna finish this month and that I'm really excited for. Okay, so the challenges for Tome Topple are as follows.
With the Kindle app.
Fuck up. Number 1 is to read more than 1 tome. Number 2 is to read a graphic novel. Number 3 is to read a tome that's a part of a series. Number 4 is to buddy read a tome. And number 5 is to read an adult novel. It says that all books read need to be over 500 pages. That is the only rule, so you don't have to do these challenges, it's just for fun. But I'm always up for a challenge, so I'm gonna do it. And I already have to look at the challenges again because I forgot them and I'm stupid. Okay, so read more than 1 tome. I am planning to do that. You will see the books in just a moment. For challenge number 2, it's read a graphic novel. And for that, I am picking up a really heavy ass graphic novel, and it is From Hell by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell. This is, I believe, I know it's past 500 pages. It might be over 600. I can't remember exactly, but it's definitely past 500, so it counts for a tome. And yeah, this is a graphic novel that I've been meaning to get to for ages, but its size has intimidated me. And for my Around the World in 52 Books challenge, this is going to cover challenge number 5, which is to read a historical fiction. This is a historical fiction graphic novel that follows the murders of Jack the Ripper. I grew up obsessed with the tale of Jack the Ripper, and I've always just been really intrigued by murderers that haven't been caught, which it's not as creepy as it sounds, I promise. But yeah, I've always been intrigued by Jack the Ripper and I've always wanted to pick this one up, so I'm gonna do that this month. Challenge number 3 of Tome Topple is to read a book that's a part of a series. For this, I am going to be reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I actually meant to read this, I believe, during the first round of Tome Topple last year, but it didn't happen. This is actually more than 600 pages, so that's a thing. For my Around the World in 52 Books challenge, challenge, this is going to take care of challenge number 4, which is to read a book without the letter E in the title. This is also going to take care of challenge number 4 and 5 with Tome Topple, because this is a book that I'm going to buddy read with my friend Jacob, and it is also an adult novel or new adult novel. I don't think it matters between adult and new adult. They're both adult novels, but if it does matter, From Hell will take care of that challenge because this is an adult graphic novel. So, ow. God, heavy ass books. All right guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. In the comments below, I would love to know if you are taking part of Tome Topple, and if you are, what books are you planning to read? Because this was a challenging TBR to come up with. I mean, I do have books that are over 500 pages, but they're not all necessarily books that I think I could complete in a read-a-thon, so it was challenging. I'd also just love to know what you guys are planning to read in April, because I always love to know that stuff. Obviously. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.